I work with cooperative extension. Basically, cooperative extension is part of a three-part system of the university. The first part is education. As you guys are here, there's students on campus right now taking English and math and science and agriculture, just as you are here. The second part is research, and research is the part of the university that is actually looking at new and developing ideas. And there is a field of science called poultry science, and that's the field that I studied when I got my PhD, doctorate of philosophy in poultry science. Okay? I didn't get it from Penn State, I actually got it from Texas A&M, which is a small college in Texas. Okay? So the third part of the university is extension, and the extension part is where we can do continuing education opportunities out in the fields for farmers and the public on different subjects, and poultry science is one of mine. So I'll talk to everybody from students all the way up to backyard enthusiasts who have chickens in their backyard and have questions about what's going on with my chickens. A lot of times I'll get a call, Dr. Martin, my chicken's doing this, what do you think is going on? And I'll get those questions. Or, my neighbor is doing something with chickens, is that the right thing that should be done? So we do a little bit of that as well, a little diagnosing over the phone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about broiler chickens, because the type of chickens that you guys are going to hatch this year are meat type chickens. And just as you probably have gone over or overviewed with the other classes of livestock, we have specific breeds of birds for specific tasks that we want. So we have egg type chickens, we have meat type chickens, we have turkeys, ducks, geese, quail. In fact, I saw quail eggs at a store the other day. And so there are a variety of different birds. So every bird that's used for domestic use is termed poultry. That's the important part. Poultry. Poultry is a general term meaning any bird that is used for domestic use. So that could be feathers, that could be meat, that could be eggs. That could also mean, and it's an important one in this area, vaccine production. We use eggs to culture viruses. And that's important because the vaccines that we receive as humans are cultured in chicken eggs because we can do it very rapidly, and it allows us to produce a large quantity of the material that we need to make those vaccines. And so when you hear about people with vaccine reactions, it's usually because they're allergic to eggs, because the eggs culture. And so there's a large amount of eggs that are raised for vaccine production in the United States, and specifically here in Pennsylvania. Okay? So that's just a quick overview of what poultry is, and now we're going to hone in on what we're going to talk about today, and that is one piece of the entire puzzle when we talk about the poultry industry, and that is incubation. One of the largest hatcheries in the United States is in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, where they hatch almost 1 million to 1.5 million chickens a week. 1 million to 1.5 million chickens a week. How much is a million? Well, there's 500,000 people in Lancaster County. Okay? In Lancaster County, there are over 7 million laying hens right now in chicken houses in the county. So 500,000 versus 7 million. That's enough chickens for about 40 chickens per person in Lancaster County. So you have 40, you have 40, you have 40, you have 40, you have 40. Okay? Isn't that wild? To support all that, they have to continually hatch chicks to replace the older birds that will be moving off of production, and so they have to have replacements. Yes?
If they hatch that many chicks, does that mean that many older birds are going to get butchered?
Yes, they're going to get butchered. And that's where we get soup stock, and that's where we get chicken soup, and minced chicken, and that type of thing. So nothing is wasted in agriculture, and that's hopefully one of the themes that you'll you'll see as you study the other animal classes is that nothing is wasted in animal agriculture. We only raise as many animals as we need, and then every part of the animal is used in some form or fashion. So after the hens are done laying eggs, we move them into the processing plants to capture that protein. And there's a lot of protein and good meat on those birds as they finish their production. They're humanely processed, and I think that's a better treatment of the birds than just digging a big hole and putting them in burying them in a big hole in the back of the farm. So we have to raise enough birds to do that. We raise over 8 billion broilers in the United States each year. That's all the states combined. And we are in the top 20 in the United States here in Pennsylvania for broiler production. Tyson and 3 other companies are raising broilers for meat here in Pennsylvania for distribution throughout the eastern United States. So when we look at that, we need to have a few things in order to get broilers on the ground. The first thing is fertile eggs. Now, how many of you think that I can go to a grocery store and buy a dozen eggs and get some chicks out of those eggs? How many of you think? Okay, I got one. Is he right or wrong? How many think he's right? Show of hands. Okay, how many think he's wrong? How many of you don't know? Put both hands up. I don't know. Okay, that's okay. I don't know. This is probably a new concept to you, but the answer is no, you're not going to get any chicks out of there because what's missing are the roosters. The roosters are missing. Unless you're buying fertile eggs from the store, you're not going to see roosters on the farm. You don't need to have roosters in order to have egg production on a chicken farm. And so fertile eggs, you have to have roosters with the eggs, and so the eggs have to be kept on a certain farm that has roosters. The other parts of the puzzle then are heat, humidity, turning, and airflow. Now, why would we have airflow in there? Yes?
So they don't suffocate in the egg?
So they don't suffocate in the egg. Yeah, you would think that that egg is really a hard, just impervious thing, but actually it's a very porous, it's almost like a sponge with all the little holes and nooks and crannies in it, and it respirates air just as you and I do. We breathe air in and out. We breathe in oxygen, we give off carbon dioxide. It's the same with these eggs. They're going to breathe in oxygen, they're going to give off carbon dioxide. And so it's important that we maintain airflow in those incubators in order to have respiration within the egg.